Welcome YouTube, Informatory Product, back again. I'm gonna try to make this short as possible. Try to. I have a few tabs, but I'm about to man, I want to say prove, but I did enough, proving. I think people should get it. However, I did stumble across some information, to those that have eyes, let them see. To those that have ears, let them hear. Okay? In front of my screen, I know you're wondering, what is the Paperwork Reduction Act program? And I'm going to show you why this is very, very, very vital, pivotal to understand. Okay? Check it out. I'm going to go here. Now, you people that don't believe that when you act as a employee of the United States government, you're acting as a federal employee, a federal personnel. Okay, I'm going to show you, and they're going to use that information against you. Every time you act as that such entity, you're going to fall in onus. Okay, check it out.
Go back. Gentleman is back. For what purposes? The gentleman from Arizona seek recognition.
Move strike last word.
Gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do find it intriguing that we heard the chairman refer to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Now,
I'm just going to let you guys, I'm going to let the gentleman from Arizona tell you guys, y'all know who I'm talking to. What I've been saying was absolutely correct. And what he's about to say, I'm going to back it up. Okay, I'm going to back him up since he's backing me up. Okay, check it out.
Somehow her having 30,000 classified emails at a server at home is really no big deal, even after she bleach-bitted and cleaned up her hard drive, and then they had him physically destroy any copies of that. Interesting, because that person is an officer not protected and liable to prosecution under the PRA.
Did y'all get that? Okay. PRA. She's not protected. Why? Because she's an officer. This doesn't protect her. Okay? We're going to get into this in a minute.
And then someone actually just said, made a comparison to the President of the United States with a Democrat staffer. I mean, how asinine is that? That's nuts. The PRA is pretty doggone clear. Who does it apply to? The government has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the accused is an officer, employee, contractor, or consultant of the U.S.
Did y'all hear that? If you didn't, rewind it. However, it is the government burden to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you are a contractor, employee, or officer of the United States. Okay? And when you identify yourself with a driver's license, you are literally identifying yourself as a United States government employee. Don't take my word for it. Take their word for it. Here we go. Paperwork Reduction Act program. Okay. 44 USC 3501. 5 CFR 1320. Okay. Now, you guys read that. Okay. There, excuse me, in order for you to be an employee, you have to have they on your W-2 form, they assign you what they call a OMB control number. Okay, every W-2 worker has a OMB control number, and with that, they do not need the PRA. Okay, with that, the PRA doesn't protect you. Okay, so if you identify yourself as a driver's license, as a driver, which identifies you as a federal personnel and an employee, therefore, they do not need permission to collect your information. Okay, it's all about the information. Okay, information is all about information collection. Now, I'm sorry I have to go back this, well, let me go here. Okay. Paperwork Reduction Act. Okay. Do I need clearance? This is not pertaining to me. Okay. This pertaining to an agency. When they read this what they will have to, this is how they would read it, basically perceive it, as though it was speaking directly to them as a person. Okay. Not a man or a woman. But anyway, let's go here. Not every request or collection falls under the PRA scope, and you may not need clearance at all. Okay, voluntary collections are not automatically exempt. Okay, when figuring out if a PRA clearance is needed, consider the following: what type of information are you collecting? What are you collecting it from? Who are you collecting it from? How will you be collecting it, and why you are collecting this information? All right. Voluntary collections are not automatically exempt. All right. You guys do the reading. Check it out. Who are you collecting information from? Members of the public. Generally, this means this means people or groups outside of the federal government. Some groups that are considered members of the public include individual people. Okay. Individual people, including what? Federal contractors, all right? Business and associations, and so on, okay? Individual people, okay? But here's where it gets interesting. In general, the PRA applies even when information is collected from non-U.S. citizens, all right? Residences or businesses, as those entities are considered persons under the Act. If you are only collecting information from federal employees, okay, or military personnel as part of their job, okay, if you're a driver, you're on your job. If you identify yourself as a driver, you identifying yourself at work at the moment of the contact by the officer, okay, then you do not need PA clearance. You see that? If the information isn't part of their work-related duties, you may need PRA clearance. So if you don't identify yourself as a driver, they're going to need PRA clearance. In order to get PRA clearance, they're going to need a OMB control number on you on file. Okay, per the activity, which would be delivering passengers or carrying hazmat. And I'm going to prove that in a minute. Okay, but check it out. Let's just say I have to go here again. If I was to get arrested for speeding, okay, they're saying that I was transporting passengers, okay, for compensation or higher, okay. See that? Speed signs, Texas. All right. They will pull me over, arrest me, pull me over, and issue me to a notice to appear. Correct? Right. Notice to appear issued to the operator of a commercial motor vehicle. Okay. Remember that. Keep that in mind. Operator of a commercial motor vehicle or holder of a commercial driver's license or commercial learner's permit for the violation of what? A law regulating, okay, the operation of vehicles on highways, okay? It don't matter. It doesn't have to be speeding. It could be any law for the violation of a law regulating the operation of vehicles on highways must, okay, contain what? all about information collecting, okay? Information collection, I always remember, must contain the information required by department rule to comply with who? Chapter 522 and what? It says and, not or, and the Federal Commercial Motor Vehicle Safety Act of 1986, who? Title 49 of the USC Code, okay? It's simple. Check it out. Must contain the information required by the department rule to comply with 522. Let's go here. Okay, 522 brings us to where? Commercial driver's license. Okay, it's simple. So if they give you a ticket, a notice to appear, they must, right? And if they don't, this will happen, right? And if they do not, okay, a violation by an officer of a provision of section 543 through 543.007 is misconduct in office, and the officer is subject to removal from the officer's position. Okay, check it out. He violated that already by not even by not ascertaining. Okay, that's a violation right there. Okay, commercial motor vehicle. Let's get to the meat and potatoes right now. Okay, what is a commercial driver's license? Since it has to, this, 543, the notice to appear has to contain this information. Okay, commercial driver's license issued to an individual that authorizes the individual to drive a class of commercial motor vehicles. Okay, a class of commercial motor vehicles. Okay, what is a commercial motor vehicle? Means a who? Motor vehicle. Okay, or a combination of motor vehicles used to transport who? Passengers or property. That what? You got a class A, you have a class B, you have a class C. Usually they put both of these together. Proof? Here's the proof. Boom. Here's mine's. Okay, class C. Okay, or combination vehicle, gross vehicle weight rating less than 26,000 pounds, which transport, place, cargo, hazmat, or what? More than 16 passengers, including a driver. Okay, restriction none, endorsement none. Wait a minute. If it's not endorsed, then this license is not even active. So if it's not active, why then you forcing me to present something that's not even active? Because there has to be an endorsement, right? Proven being. Case being proven right here. Okay. What is a commercial driver's license? All right. Operating large commercial motor vehicle requires specialized skills and training that must be learned. A commercial driver's license is a professional license permitting the holder of the license to drive those large commercial vehicles and buses on public roadways in Texas and in the United States. This license demonstrates that you have been trained, tested, and are qualified to safely operate large commercial motor vehicles. What type of CDLs are there? Excuse me, what type of commercial driver license are there? Okay, right here. There's a class A, there's a class B, there's a class C. Okay, commercial driver's license for a what? Commercial motor vehicle. Permits the holders to operate any single vehicle or combination of vehicles that is not a class A or B if the vehicle is designed to transport 16 to 23 passengers, including the driver, or used in transportation of hazardous material require the vehicle to be what? Place carded under 49 CFR. Okay, where? Okay, or hazmat, okay, place carded, okay, simple, okay. Now, what are endorsements? Depending upon what you will be depending upon what you will be transporting, you may need one or more of the following, okay, you may need one or more of the following 6 endorsements. An endorsement allows you to operate certain types of commercial motor vehicles and transport specific items. Okay, there is additional testing required to obtain an endorsement, and in some cases, if you already have a CDL, you will be required to hold a commercial learner permit for the endorsement for at least 14 days before being able to add it to your CDL. Additionally, additional training is required after February 20. Whoa, I'm sorry, I didn't see that one. Additional training is required after February 7th, 2022. Okay, these are the endorsements. Okay, if I was to transport hazardous material, I would have a H on my endorsement. Okay, I'm gonna show you how it's not even activated. This is matrix. This is the glitch in the matrix. If I was transporting passengers, right, I would have a P endorsement. Okay, it would be a P right here, but I have no endorsement, so this driver license is basically invalid. But if I present it somehow, it becomes valid. Okay, so if I'm not an employee, then therefore there's no OMB control number. If there's no OMB control number, there's no employee-employer relationship. Okay? It's simple. Here's proof. Employee means an operator of a what? Commercial motor vehicle. Okay? Who is employed by an employer. Okay? Who is your employer? Means the United States government. Okay? It's simple. They don't own yours. They don't lease yours. They did assign you to operate a motor vehicle at the DMV. Well, we assigned ourselves. But hey, felony transportation. See that? Felony transportation. Wow. Okay. It's simple. Now, let's check something out real quick. Okay. We're going to 44. Remember, the Paperwork Reduction Act 1995, PRA 44 USC 3501. Okay, that's where we're going to go right now. Okay, show y'all something easy. Okay, purposes. The purpose of this subchapter are to minimize the paperwork burden, okay, for individuals, small businesses, educational and nonprofit institutions, federal contractors, state, local, and tribal governments, and other persons resulting from the collection of information by or for the government, okay? Burden, okay, means effort, okay? The effort is on who? The United States to prove that I was driving, okay? But if I voluntarily give them the information, then it will and can be used against me. Or did I say that backwards? Okay. Okay, check it out. Let me show you something. We're going to go, first we're going to go back. Okay, we're going to go to, let's go to public protection, okay? Show you how we're protected. Notwithstanding, we're going to start public protection, okay? Start from the top. Notwithstanding any other provisions of law, no person shall be subject to any penalty, okay, for failing to comply with a collection of information that is subject to this subchapter if the collection of information does not display valid control number signed by the director in accordance with this subchapter, or the agency fails to inform the person who is to respond to the collection of information that such person is not required to respond to the collection of information unless it displays a valid control number. Okay, every W-2 form has a control number. Therefore, it signifies that you have a employer. Okay, the protection provided by this section the protection provided by this section may be raised in the form of a complete defense, okay, bar or otherwise at any time during the agency administrative process or judicial action applicable thereto. You see that? Complete defense. Okay? Now, let's go back one more time. Simple, okay? Effect of existing laws. Let's go here. Okay. Okay. Check it out. I'm gonna start from C. Okay. You guys go ahead and read up on that. I'm I'm going to start from C. 1. Except as provided in paragraph 2. Okay, that's very important. Except as provided in paragraph 2, this subchapter shall not apply to the collection of information during during the conduct of a federal criminal investigation or prosecution, or during the disposition of a particular criminal matter. Okay. B. During the conduct of a civil action to which the United States or any official or agency thereof is a party. Okay. Or an administrative action or investigation involving an agency against specific individuals or entities. Okay. By compulsory, which is contract. Okay. Okay, read on. But here's the kicker. Remember, except as provided in paragraph 2. Paragraph 2. This subchapter applies to the collection of information during the conduct of general investigation undertaken with reference to a category of individuals, okay, or entities such as a class of what? Licensees or an entire industry. So if you give them your license, this subchapter applies. They can do all of this. Okay? It's simple. Okay? When you get arraigned, what does arraignment mean? Procedure whereby the accused is brought before the court to plead the criminal charge against him in the indictment or information. The charge is read to him and he is asked to plead guilty or not guilty. Okay? Indictment or information. Okay? So if you voluntarily give them your information, it can and will be used against you. Okay? Now, what is the information? An accusation exhibited against a person for some criminal offense without an indictment. Okay? An accusation in the nature of an indictment, from which it differs only in being presented by a competent public officer on his oath of office instead of a grand jury on their oath. Okay? Y'all read on. It's simple. Stop acting like a driver, in my opinion, then maybe you'll be able to see the glitch in the matrix yourself. Okay? But that's all I'm gonna do for today, guys. And like I say, if any one of you guys need, clear understanding of what's going on, and rebuttal documents, to file into these administrative hearings, hit me up on my email at informatoryproduct@gmail.com. All right, peace out, guys. And by the way, this is open for discussion. Like, subscribe, hit me up in the comment.